People often ask me why I don't eat pizza, for example, or why don't you eat meat? It's so good. Hot dogs. I mean, who doesn't love a hot dog? And I tell them that I don't want to eat the hot dog. I don't like it. And they say, like, what? You don't like hot dogs or you don't like pizza? Everyone likes pizza. And the fact is that in terms of taste, yes, pizza is very nice. I love the taste of pizza, who doesn't? And hot dogs and all that, you know? But that's just the taste aspect of it. There's so much more to liking a food or disliking a food than just taste. I mean, would you jump off a cliff because it's so nice to feel the exhilarating free fall? It's probably pretty nice, right? But then at the end of that fall, there's a pretty, I don't want to do that, you know? So I'm not willing to experience that because I know that the effect of it will not be desirable. And just in the same way, I've noticed the effects on my body when I'm eating pizza or a hot dog. Not just in terms of my mouth and in terms of the taste, but I noticed how it feels in the stomach. I've noticed how it feels in the stomach half an hour after the meal, 3 hours after the meal, and then I've noticed how it digests, or rather how it doesn't digest very well. And then of course I've gone to the toilet the next day or the day after, or if you're real constipated, a few days later, and it comes out the other end and it's just plain nasty, you know? It stinks. So taking all those different elements into consideration, I've realized that I don't like pizza. I like the taste, but I don't like the effects that it's giving me. And so in just the same way as most people don't take cocaine because they don't want the effects, the bad effects of the cocaine. Everyone loves cocaine, I'm sure. I've never tried it, but I'm sure it feels pretty good. That's why people are doing it. But then it has some negative effects after. And that's what people don't want, right? So in the same way, sorry, just a little bit, I'm walking here and it's wet. I don't know where I am right now. Gotten lost. Helsike da. Alright, I got lost for a second there. I'm back on track. So, where did we leave off? So, the foods we're eating, they have effects on our body. And the question is then, are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to pay the price for eating that food? We shouldn't have to pay a price. I mean, in a certain way, we always have to pay a price because the food has to be digested, which takes energy. So the more digestion needed to eat for that particular food, the more of a burden it's going to be to your body. More of your energy is going to be drained in digesting that food. So the question is, are you willing to digest it? And will it digest at all? And these things, most people don't consider them. Most people don't consider how will this food digest. That's because we're living up here. It's just about the mouth. It's just about the taste of the food. We don't consider what happens as the food goes through our body on the whole journey it takes through our intestinal system, out the other end, you know. I mean, I have to be honest with you, my shit don't stink. I mean, it's true. I mean, I go to the toilet, simple, easy, quick, clean, almost no smell at all. And I mean, I remember back in the day, it was not nice after I've been to the toilet. So there has to be something going on there, right? I mean, if your shit stinks like fucking hell, there's something bad going on with your food while it's inside your body. So that can't be good. So that's one sign to look out for, you know, how's your food looking when it comes out. But most people aren't really sensitive to these kind of signs. And the reason is we get desensitized, essentially. If you look at someone smoking, what happens when you take your first smoke? You cough. Your body reacts and you feel like, oh my god, that felt terrible. You get nauseous afterwards and you just be like, whoa, I did not like that. Well, after a while, your body stops. It loses its vitality to the degree that it can't react anymore. And basically, if you look at someone who smokes every day, they don't cough anymore. They do cough though, but it's not immediately when they're drawing in the smoke. So they can no longer see the connection. They might know about it because smoking is pretty obviously unhealthy, but the food we eat, we tend to overlook. So what I'm saying is that you might not really be able to feel what your food is doing to you if it's having a bad effect, because your body might be so burdened over such a long time by that particular food that it can no longer respond and give you the signs and symptoms that it would if it was a baby or if it was a clean body. So how do you deal with it? Well, there's no one answer, but you have to basically cultivate awareness. Start cultivating awareness when you're eating, after you're eating. How does this feel? How does it digest? And I would also recommend just simplifying your diet for a while, you know. Just start eating fruit for a while, or even do a little bit of a water fast, you know, 1 day water fast, or some people do a juice fast, so where they just drink vegetable juice for a week or something like that. But anything you do to just simplify, because as you simplify, your body will have an easier time to digest, and that extra energy is now going to be the body will start sort of using that extra energy to cleanse and to detoxify and to sort of raise its vitality again, so that if you cut out meat for a while and then you go back to it after 3 months, then you'll feel what meat does to your body. If you just ate meat yesterday and you eat it every single day, and I'm telling you, meat does not digest well in the human body, you can just be like, digest fine for me, but I'm telling you, try cutting it out of your diet for a while. Bring it back in and then see what happens. Same goes for milk, eggs, any animal product, any processed food, any drug, anything really. Bring mangoes out of your diet and then bring them back in. Nothing happens. Just perfect satisfaction. That's all. So, right, we have to kind of cultivate awareness when we're eating so that we can realize, is this food really serving me or is it burdening me? So once again, let's go back to the first question. Let's conclude and finalize this video. People tell me, why don't you eat that pizza? Why do you deprive yourself of that taste? And the truth is, of course, that I don't. I choose not to eat it, even though I know it will taste good, because I do not like the effects that it's giving my body. I do not like the feeling I have after eating a pizza. And I do not like waking up the next day either, because I wake up with that kind of heavy, not nice feeling, as opposed to when I'm just eating on my natural food, just fruits, vegetables, easy to digest, simple combinations. I wake up the next day with full power. I feel great after the meal. I can eat a huge meal of mangoes and then right afterwards I can go for a walk. I can go for a run even. I typically don't, because I like to rest after I'm eating, but I could. As opposed to when I had a pizza back in the day, I did not feel like moving at all. I was way stuffed. And that's, you know, and not only just full, but so sticky, you know, these grains, and they just don't digest as well as fruit. So it's not a matter of right or wrong. It's not that it's wrong to eat pizza. It's just that it has its certain consequences, and the question is, are you willing to pay the price? And if you're willing, cool, that's your choice. Personally, I'm not willing. I don't want to pay that price, so I end up not liking pizza. That being said though, people think I'm depriving myself by not doing that, and the truth is, I really prefer fruit, even just in terms of taste. If I can get the best quality fruit, if I can get the tropical, awesome, tasty, juicy, sweet, amazing fruit, I'm happy. I don't need anything else. I'm perfectly satisfied also in terms of taste. So, I mean, just realize that there's more to liking a food than just the taste of it. There's more going on. There's the effects, there's the after effects, there's the overall burden that it puts on your body, measured up against the overall nutrition that it provides. So you want, as they say, the most bang for your buck, meaning you want as much quality nutrition for as little burden as possible. So every food provides burden because it has to be digested, but if you're eating pizza, the question is, how much does it really serve you overall, as opposed to how much it serves you just in terms of tasting good. And I did that equation, and it didn't come out good for me. I think it's not worth it, basically. So make up your mind, you know, what you really want. Cultivate awareness so that you can be aware of the effects that certain foods are having on your body, and then just make your choice, essentially. Do you want the best, or are you okay with mediocre? Or maybe you just don't care and you're just okay being like, you know, no one wants to really feel bad, so I encourage you to go for the best. In terms of food, well, that's fruit. Fruit is the optimal food for human beings. So, thanks a lot for watching this long video of me walking and talking, and if you made it this far, that's awesome. So, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Have an awesome day, and remember to stay on the path of your highest excitement at all times. Peace.